The question of whether schools close on Election Day is a complex and often hotly debated topic in the United States, as the answer is neither universally yes nor no. Instead, school closure policies are determined at the state and, more often, the local school district level, reflecting a decentralized approach to both education and election administration. Summary and analysis. The core of the issue lies in the fact that many public schools serve as accessible and familiar polling places. Due to this dual function, districts must weigh the necessity of facilitating the democratic process against the need to protect instructional time and ensure the safety of students. Approximately 1/3 of all schools nationwide have traditionally been utilized as polling sites. When a school is designated as a polling location for a high turnout election, administrators face logistical challenges related to security, facility access, and traffic flow. Closing the school is often seen as the most straightforward solution to avoid exposing children to large numbers of non-voters entering and exiting the building, which can create significant security risks and disrupt the learning environment. The decision to close transforms the school into a dedicated civic center for the day, a pragmatic, if imperfect, solution to a logistical problem imposed by decentralized election laws. Reasons for school closures. The rationale for shutting down K-12 operations on Election Day centers on three primary factors: student safety and security. This is the most critical and frequently cited reason. Hosting an election introduces hundreds, sometimes thousands, of outside adults who have not undergone background checks into areas of the school typically restricted to students and staff. Closing the school is a direct measure to mitigate potential security risks and maintain a safe, controlled environment for children. Minimizing educational disruption. Classrooms, gyms, auditoriums, and parking lots are all needed for voting. Even if only one wing is used, the presence of polling equipment, increased vehicle traffic, limited parking, and noise can make focused, high-quality instruction nearly impossible across the entire campus. A closure ensures a full, dedicated day for the democratic function without sacrificing academic quality. Promoting voter access. By repurposing schools, communities are leveraging public facilities that are central, well-known, and often compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, thereby maximizing accessibility for voters. Closing the school removes operational hurdles for election officials and encourages community participation without concern for school activities. Consequences. Trade-offs of civic duty. The choice to close schools for elections comes with a distinct set of consequences, presenting a trade-off between civic participation and educational structure. On the positive side, closing schools can genuinely boost voter turnout. By removing the conflict between school activities and the influx of voters, it makes the act of voting feel more open and accessible. It also reinforces the school's fundamental role as a civic institution and a cornerstone of community life, visually connecting the public to the democratic process. However, the negative consequences are substantial, especially regarding equity. Loss of instructional time. Every day a school is closed represents a loss of valuable instruction, potentially necessitating makeup days or shortening the overall academic year. Childcare burden. School closures place a significant and immediate childcare burden on working parents, particularly those in low-income families who may not have flexible schedules or affordable alternative care. This burden can force parents to take an unplanned day off work, disproportionately affecting hourly wage earners. Equity in polling place selection. Closures often highlight inequities in how polling places are chosen. Communities relying heavily on school closures tend to be those with fewer suitable non-school public buildings, like community centers or libraries, available, often pointing to a lack of investment in civic infrastructure outside of the educational system. Prediction and solutions. The debate over Election Day closures has intensified, driven by concerns over lost learning time and parental strain. The future suggests a gradual shift away from relying on schools as polling places, facilitated by technology and new policies. Prediction: we will likely see continued legislative pushes to mandate either alternative polling sites or non-instructional days. The rise of early voting and vote-by-mail systems is the most effective organic solution, significantly reducing the pressure and traffic volume on traditional Election Day polling places, making it feasible for more schools to remain open. Potential solutions: mandatory non-school venues. States could pass laws requiring polling places to exclusively use non-school public venues, libraries, community centers, fire stations, or large, easily secured commercial spaces like empty retail stores. Instructional remote days. Instead of a full closure, districts could mandate an asynchronous remote learning day. This keeps students engaged with educational content from home, prevents instructional loss, and allows the school building to be fully dedicated to the election process without exposing students. Federal holiday designation. A bolder, long-standing proposal is to designate Federal Election Day as a mandatory national holiday. This would relieve schools of the burden entirely, allow all citizens to vote without employment or childcare conflicts, and elevate the act of voting to its rightful place as a central civic event. Ultimately, the issue of school closures on Election Day forces communities to confront how they prioritize the competing demands of educational continuity and the essential function of democracy. The trend is toward finding solutions that allow both functions to operate optimally without sacrificing one for the other.